It seems the odds are beginning to stack up against African Bank. The board is now expected to begin its search for a new chief executive, but at least one major shareholder is turning his back against the struggling unsecured lender. The lender says it will also need to tap shareholders for at least 8.5 billion rands, its second big capital call in about a year. PIC is the second biggest shareholder with about a 15% stake and says the bank needs to close down. But at least one analyst believes shareholders could be the bank's saving grace.
There's quite a lot of institutional money at risk here. We're talking about sizable shareholdings from the Public Investment Corporation, who've supported and were buying shares at the low level and now would have to do exactly the same. And Coronation, and I think also Old Mutual, I might be speaking under correction on the last one, but there's institutional money that's there already, that's relatively large shareholders. So I would think that they would have run their models already at the higher prices and thought that it was good enough to follow their rights back then. They're probably going to do the same if there's a rights issue. So a lot of restructuring could happen in between now and then.
The bank, South Africa's largest unsecured lender by market share, has been hammered by rising bad debts. The bank reported losses of more than 3 billion rands in the 6 months to March. This was blamed largely on a non-performing book which has been affected by a high default rate. This is not surprising as its core market of low-income borrowers come under strain from a weakening economy and higher inflation.
There are an enormous amount of economic stresses in amongst the customers that they have specifically. So, you've seen the jobless rate climb in South Africa and you've seen disposable income under pressure. So as such, people's obligations to be able to service their debt have come under increasing strain.
Shares plunged by around 65% this morning, but they've since recovered by 10%. The bank will make an announcement by the end of this month about its plans to overhaul its business. Diabo Seto, SABC News, Johannesburg.